Welcome back. Now, foot and mouth disease, also known as FMD, continues to pose a serious threat to livestock across southern Africa, with recent surges reported in 9 provinces of South Africa. Given Namibia's close proximity and the movement of animals across borders, this has heightened concerns around animal health, food security and farmers' livelihoods locally. To help us unpack, we are now joined by Dr. Vimanuka Mutjavikua, veterinarian from the University of Namibia. Doctor, good evening and thank you so much for joining us.
Good evening and thanks for having me.
Well, of course, Doctor, this is quite concerning because it's happening so close to us. So from a veterinary perspective, how high is the current risk of, FMD disease spreading into our country?
Well, I think one of the most important aspects of that disease called FMD, foot and mouth disease, is the contagious nature of it. It spread very fast. If one just go into how it started in the neighboring country, South Africa, it started up in the northern part of South Africa, the Limpopo province, and it has just moved gradually, slowly by slowly, and now it is in the Northern Cape, which is bordering the southern part of Namibia. So there is definitely a risk, and that's the reason why everybody is on guard.
What early warning signs, Doctor, is it that farmers should be looking out for when it comes to FMD with their livestock?
Well, the clinical signs are pretty much easy to pick up from from any person or any farmer. The disease is called foot and mouth disease. So there are lesions within the mouth, ulcers, blisters, salivation. So if you open the mouth of these animals, you will just see ulcers and blisters. Because there are ulcers in the oral cavity of the mouth, these animals struggle to eat, so they don't eat. The same applies to the feet as well, or the hooves. There will also be ulcers, and very often the hooves may even fall off, and that's the reason why it is called foot and mouth disease. When we talk about the dairy cattle, the effects of this disease is just gigantic.
Talk to us about the biosecurity measures that you would advise or strongly recommend that farmers implement immediately to reduce their risk of infection.
I think one of the most important things that, or part of the plans that has been already established by the Honorable Minister of Agriculture in consultation with the Directorate of Veterinary Services as well as all the industry stakeholders, is the disinfections of all the vehicles that are coming through our border points, and that is particularly the southern borders. So all the vehicles, all the people that are moving in, they have to disinfect their feet. All the infectious materials has to be confiscated, so that would be meat products, dairy products, etc., etc., etc. So for our farmers, I think the advice that one can give at the moment is that we have to do our level best to avoid unnecessary, taking livestock from one area to another area. At this moment, we have to really be on guard.
Well, should an outbreak occur here in Namibia, which is what we're preparing for and watching out for rather, what immediate steps should farmers take and how quickly should they act to respond?
Well, there is what is called the Foot and Mouth Disease Contingency Plan. So that plan is just the plan that is followed. So if there's an outbreak, a specific area is declared declared as a containment zone or a buffer zone. So that specific area is then cordoned off. So there's animals, depending on the availability of vaccines, they get vaccinated in that specific area. Or in some instances even, these animals can be euthanized, and then the farmers can be compensated.
Well, Doctor, unfortunately, that's all the time we have, but we appreciate your time here this evening, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks a lot.
Well, that was Dr. Vimanuka Mutjavikua speaking to us about FMD and, of course, what's transpired in South Africa and what Namibia possibly should look out for and brace for. On that note, we wrap up today's edition of the Daily Roundup.